where's this going? And she was like, so today, she was like, the other day we listened to, I think it was Beethoven. And then today she was like, and then we listened to the Queen, or no, she said Queen. And I was like, what? And I thought she was talking about Queen Elizabeth because she just died. So it's been this big thing. They were talking about the band, but I was like, where is this going? Why are they saying? And I was like, I kept asking these questions. So I was like, I'm going to have to talk to the fucking school about this bullshit. And then I was like, oh, the band
from
Queen,
England.
duh. Freddie Mercury. Got it. So.
Bad teeth.
So.
Kind of girly. Like, oh, that bitch with the fucking hat. No.
The band. Yeah, she was like, Mom, the band Queen. I was like,
that's cool though that they're like bringing some old catalog to.
Yeah. Oh, she did her audition today.
How'd she make out?
She said she was like, so I give the video you posted like an 8 or 9, and my audition was like a 7 because I was nervous, so my voice was kind of shaky. But she was like, but I sounded kind of like this. And so she sung it, and she was like, see the difference? Because I kept taking breaths in that one because I was so nervous I couldn't breathe. So it was really funny. And then she was like, because she got to audition with 2 of her friends because they did it in groups of 2. Mm-hmm. But then they let her and 2 of her friends go together. So it was like one person went, and she went, and then the other person went. So she wasn't, I guess, as nervous because it wasn't in front of a big crowd. But everyone lands a pot. I just hope she gets a big one.
Well, if they all landed together, it would be like be a softer landing. You know what I mean?
I'm excited though. I'm really excited, and I'm working on getting her a vocal coach too. So yeah, there's this woman who I talked to. She was on Asia's Got Talent, and she got like the golden buzzer. And I've been talking to her about her being Aliana's vocal coach.
Oh wow! You think maybe we could interview her if she was?
I have no idea. That would be pretty cool though. If you search her up on YouTube, she's got like. She's got a shitload of, she's famous, basically, is what I'm getting at.
Oh,
but
shit.
Her voice is more like opera. I'm not really into that, but it doesn't matter because she's a very good like vocal coach and all of that stuff too. So I'm excited.
So Matt, could you pot your audio up just a little bit for me?
Pot it up a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Let me see if I can.
You sound good, but you're
all right, turn the gain up a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that better?
A little bit more.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
That's a little bit more.
There you go.
All right. You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to mute everybody up. Where the fuck is everybody? The thing. Why do I get so lost? Go.
This week on the Media Virus Podcast, man ousted from U.S. Army after FBI finds that he serves to get better at killing black people. Can you imagine your church using Halloween to scare your kids closer to God? Illinois attempts to control the prison population by sending everybody home. All this, more news, just the tips, and some other shit on this, the 97th episode of the Media Virus Podcast. It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us. With executive producer Mike Latoris. We'll do an intro, we'll do an outro, and then do our wrap. BBC correspondent Stanley McFadden.
Makes me tingly in an unfamiliar way.
And the Scorpion Goddess.
And the Scorpio was secretive. I just don't say a lot of shit.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Maddie Rockdeath.
I had no, but I was, I kind of wanted to, and whoa.
Hot damn, do we have a show for you people this week. I am Matty Rockdeff, and this is the Media Virus Podcast. Welcome in. Welcome. One of the things that I have been kind of been on my head this week is, at the top, Mike had mentioned that we are in episode 97, which means we are rapidly approaching our 100th episode. We're also rapidly approaching our 104th episode, which would be 2 entire years of the Media Virus Podcast. And this just 100 times since Mike and I have sat down, opened up a Zoom with the intention of doing a show. And then the journey just to get to that first show where we launched, starting out using the free version of Zoom.
Right.
And then we grew the cast. We got access to a premium version of Zoom. We grew the cast. Then we finally got our own version of Zoom, and we're growing the cast again. The Media Virus has recently introduced some folks, to someone who you might seem brand new. Like, who's this Pete guy? We talked to him because he's just recently gone through some surgery, and now he's becoming a recurring character, and we want to explain just how fucking awesome Pete is.
That's right.
And what Pete brings to the table. And
Pete's sake.
Right. And the only way to truly admire the glory of Pete is from Pete's own mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So this is a prime example of the awesomeness of Pete. So, Mike, go ahead.
Was facing him, and he really began to bang me. He was leaning on top of me, pumping into me so hard that it almost seemed like he was mad at me, gripping and squeezing my ass as he pounded me. My head was hanging off the bed, and I felt really slutty, but it turned me on. Then he grabbed my hair and pulled my head up to kiss me deeply. Suddenly, he exploded inside me. I felt him throb and then felt his sperm pumping into my pussy as he gave me out and collapsed heavily on top of me.
Now, as you heard other cast members in that group break and giggle, this man did not. That was the first time he read that. And he read it like a trooper. We have another video of Pete's singing talent.
We do.
We do. Not only can he read without breaking, but he's got the voice of a fucking angel. You got that? You got that one sitting there, Mike?
Reaching for it as you speak.
Wonderful. Because people just see this guy who showed up who just had surgery, and then he comes in again, and now he's here again. And people are like, well, we haven't really introduced him for who he is, And you got that ready yet, Mike?
It's here.
All right, let's go ahead and regale the people with Pete's awesomeness.
This is Pete. He's recording, and this is not the actual recording. This is standing outside of the recording as Pete records a song parody to On the Road Again.
On your mom again. Just can't wait to get on your mom again. I banged her out with some of my best friends. And I can't wait to get on your mom again. On your mom again. Putting it places that I've never been.
And you can see
new positions I may never do again.
Signature Mike.
And I can't wait to get on your mom again.
In the corner of the shot there, you can see
on your mom again. Like real gangbang studs, we don't go down the byway. We're the best of friends, insisting that your mom keep turning our way. And our way. On your mom again. I just can't wait to get on your mom again. The life I love is making your mom with my friends. And I can't wait to get on your mom again.
I'm just going to back out of the musical break here.
Yeah, I mean, we all get the idea. Just so everyone understands what's going on. This is why the man is such a talent, such a national treasure. That's how I would describe Pete. Pete is a national treasure. Pete, turn your mic on.
It's no fun
Yes, sir.
when your mic's not on.
Yeah. So, Mike, Pete, I want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us and bringing the joy to our hearts, you know? But let me just real quick, let me introduce everyone else. The lovely and talented doctor is on the line, along with our BBC correspondent, Big Daddy. How are you two doing today? Are they muted? No, they just didn't hear me. All right. And the Scorpion Goddess, the show's oracle, Juliet Everett. How are you today?
I was listening to sad songs to make me sad on purpose before I came on here.
Why would you do that?
Because that's what water sign culture does.
If you're gonna listen, here's the thing: if you're gonna listen to music before coming on the show, I would recommend "Destroy Everything" by Hatebreed, "Take the Night Off" by Sick of It All, or "Rise Up" by Pressure Point. Any one of those three songs was going to get you in the mood to do this show.
Or anything from any of the, I guess, 6 or 8 Dungeroki albums that are out there.
Oh. Yeah, those
still buy
will
on
make
Amazon?
you really sad.
I don't
would
know
make
if they're
me
still
sad.
out there or not.
But go look on Amazon for Dungeroki.
Okay.
And support our previous projects. And our executive producer of the program, the Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris. How you doing today, Mike?
Oh, I am absolutely fine.
You know, I one of the reasons that I knew that I should not become a cop was I was not responsible enough to own a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
And I like maybe my point of view when I was a younger man was less than equitable. And there was no reason to hand me a gun and a firearm and give me authority.
Right.
Right? But this guy really wanted to go a different way.
Yeah, he really did. The headline is actually U.S. soldier kicked out of Army after FBI says he enlisted to become better at killing black people.
The Army teaches you to kill people. They
in
don't
general,
care.
yes.
They care what color, I guess, if we're fighting people of...
Well, typically, when the
Like when we
US
fought
Army
the
goes
Germans,
out,
that
it's
was
brown
different.
people.
Yeah, I mean, well, for the past 20 years, it's been brown people. But, I mean, before that, it was...
Well, yeah, I mean, it was, somebody else. I mean, just
whoever...
what? They don't talk the way we do? Go get them!
Or they got bigger dicks? Bomb them.
Yeah.
George Carlin reference.
Bigger dick foreign policy theory.
That's right. So go ahead with the story.
So a former soldier who prosecutors say claimed he enlisted to become better at killing black people was kicked out of the Army following an FBI investigation that uncovered ties to white supremacist organizations and Nazi ideology. Killian M. Ryan was arrested August 26 and charged with one count of knowingly making a false statement on his application for secret security clearance, according to court records. On the same day, he was discharged from the Army for serious misconduct, according to Lieutenant Colonel Terrence Kelly, an Army spokesperson. Prosecutors say Ryan operated social media accounts where he was in contact with extremists, including where he made the shocking claim about why he decided to join the military. Ryan had been serving as a fire support specialist and held the rank of specialist when he was discharged, Kelly said. A fire support
I feel like specialist is just like it's right above private, isn't it?
But yeah, it's like
It's
once
not
you,
like a...
once you make it through your AIT, your advanced training for what you're going to do, you typically learn to do that, and they call you specialist. So he was a fire support specialist, and that person typically gathers intelligence in enemy target positions to help the Army in deploying and firing their artillery. The job requires a secret security clearance. Ryan had served with the 2nd Battalion, 319th Airborne Field Artillery, and the 1st Battalion, 325th Airborne Infantry Regiments. He had not deployed. A former paratrooper was discharged for multiple driving under the influence of alcohol violations, according to according to a defense official. But prosecutors say that they found far more serious issues during their investigation. On his application for secret security clearance in May 2020, Ryan allegedly said that it had been more than 10 years since he'd been in contact with his father, who has felony convictions for drug violations and auto theft. But investigators found a number of social media accounts, all allegedly registered to Ryan, which were used to contact his father during that same 10-year period. They also found recent photos of Ryan with his father, according to court records. When investigators further probed the accounts, they noted that one of Ryan's accounts had been in contact with numerous accounts associated with racially motivated extremism, according to court records. The account username referenced Sigurd, a figure in Norse mythology that sometimes co-opted by white supremacists.
Yeah, that's one thing. Stop co-opting Norse legend. Okay, it's got nothing to do with Hitler. Was a fucking psycho who loved all this like Norse legends and astrology and all these the occult and shit, and just turned it into Nazi ideology. And now every mention of anything is, I'm just babbling. Fuck it. But any mention of like Norse mythology, like if you like Vikings, all of a sudden you're you're some kind of white supremacist, and it's fucking bullshit.
I think that might also be because you rarely see black Vikings.
It's true.
On another account, Ryan allegedly posted, "I surf for combat experience, so I'm more proficient with killing," expletive deleted. It appears that they're trying to use racial epitaph. It starts with an N, ends with an S, and there's a bunch of asterisks in there. Investigators found that Ryan registered some of these social media accounts with an email that included Nazi Ace 1488.
There's also, there's the concept of.
I wonder if that's his birthday, January 4th, 1988.
No.
That would make him a Capricorn.
I've tried to explain this to other people. 88 is a neo-Nazi ideology. If you see 88 tattooed on somebody, the reference to 88. Heil Hitler is HH. 8.
Oh,
H
got it.
is the 8th letter in the alphabet. So when you see 88, that's the.
You could make it look like an 8 too, because it's got the thing with the lines.
But anybody with an 88 on them is.
And the 1-4 is kind of like
the 14 words.
1-4. I'm about that 1-4.
Yeah, but there's also
then
the
never
14
mind.
words.
Yeah. And I wasn't saying Capricorn's a white supremacist.
Oh, Capricorn's a racist. All Capricorns, you out there fucking racisms.
I was just like, 1488. Maybe that's his birthday. Fucking piece of shit.
I wonder if we sent this guy to Judgment House, if he would, he would.
Think he'd atone? You think he'd
maybe
be upset?
He'd change his ways.
So yeah, I found this really disturbing, as with most organized religious activities. What's scarier than a haunted house? At Judgment House, it's eternal damnation.
Isn't that what like Halloween is kind of based on? Aren't like the souls of the damned? No, but the souls of the damned, like your zombie, your ghoul. And what's the difference between a zombie and a ghoul? What's the difference between a ghoul and a ghost? Nobody fucking knows. I think a ghoul and a zombie are the same thing. Actually, I think a zombie, the word zombie comes from the voodoo.
Hoodoo?
Hoodoo, that voodoo that you do so well.
Close. That's not what I was looking for, but I'll accept it.
All right.
He said doo-doo.
He said the voodoo doo-doo. But a
Voodoo
ghoul,
doo-doo.
I believe a ghoul is a reincarnated corpse. Yeah, I just got a message from Big Daddy. I don't know why he can't hear us either. We're not muted.
Mercury is in retrograde, fucking with everybody.
If you're trying to use, I would try to. Maybe it's in the Bluetooth that you're using. Maybe
reset
Yeah,
it.
they got no microphone sign up there.
Yeah, and there's no. I can't. Let me see.
Reset. reset your phone and come back
No
on.
Bluetooth. Hang on. Let me see if I can boop.
Well, Halloween is my favorite
Merge with
holiday
audio.
because that is when the veil is lifted the most, and it is the best day of the year to have contact with the spirit realm.
Where?
And 3 a.m., but usually those guys are not
Now,
who
see,
you want to be in contact with at 3 a.m.
I have my own rule about 3 a.m.
If you wake up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. and you're like, what was that? It was a demon.
Well,
That's right.
Really?
I almost
You don't
always
say.
Usually, yes.
3 a.m.
Okay. I think I figured out what was going on.
I
Well, I
almost
made it
always
worse.
wake up at 3 a.m. But
Yo, you got demons surrounding you.
my 3 a.m. rule is, I've worked in traffic control for a very long time, and that sometimes puts you out all night, overnight, doing night work. I drive for Uber, so sometimes when I'm out late. Whatever you're doing at 3 a.m. that is not inside your house, you just need to. That's a good time to call it quits, because nothing good happens around 3.
Nothing.
It's the
Nothing good
witching-
ever happens
it's
after
the
2
witching
a.m.
hour. Shit gets weird after 3 a.m.
Oh yeah, no, every time. So I accidentally. All right, so I think we were using the Doc's phone for audio, and Big
Right.
Daddy's, and that's where I screwed up. I think I hung up on Doc.
Wait,
So I don't know
You
if you
did.
can hear. Okay. So
I
there.
let somebody
Okay.
in.
Hang
No.
on. And she's muted. Let's fix that.
I hear a ding dong.
That was my phone.
There we
Yeah.
go. We can hear you now.
Ah,
Did you have a comment about the last story?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, this is a bad connection, right? Yeah, when I used dial-in, it was a kid, and they just couldn't hear it.
All right. Let's keep going.
well, Dateline Souderton, Pennsylvania. She stepped into the pitch dark room, illuminated only by eerie flames. As the sound of moans and shrieks rose over the ominous music, a hooded figure dressed in black leapt from the darkness to hiss in her ear.
Hey, ooh, I'm Satan.
Shadalise Castro burst into tears. When the shaken 10-year-old left the room, clinging to her aunt, she was not talking about witches or goblins. She was talking about the Bible.
Dude, not for nothing, but I have set up Halloween things like for trick-or-treating, and I have, like, my ex-wife almost got beat up by a gang of black girls because we scared the shit out of them so fucking bad that they were all ready to throw down. And then we were like, no, we're just, it's Halloween. So, you can scare people without, without bringing hell into it. I'm just saying, it's possible.
I have to read it more, Shadalise said. With my brother, I have to talk to him. He doesn't read it much. Judgment House did its job. A Halloween time feature at evangelical churches all over the country, Judgment House aims to spook visitors as other haunted houses do during this time of year, but Judgment House aims to scare people for the sake of heaven.
This is fucking stupid.
I mean, at least
This
they're trying to
is
help people.
ridiculous.
The walkthrough drama varies from church to church, but it always starts with a death. And then, after death, visitors to Judgment House walk through the options. Heaven for those who believed in Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
And an
Mhm.
up-close and terrifying hell for everyone else.
I like, what was the, God damn it. Was it Lutherans? Is it Lutherans that just believe people are, like you're either chosen or you're not?
Oh,
I
that's
really-
no, that's the Jehovah's Witness.
There's
Oh,
another one. Isn't there another one that they just believe you're either chosen or you're not? And it doesn't-
Mormons, isn't it Mormons?
They do
Because they
have a
feel
belief
like
that-
the men are chosen, and that's why they have so many wives. Well, old Mormonism, traditional Mormonism, whatever. Yeah. I hate when religions use their fear-mongering propaganda bullshit onto people.
Well,
and
here's the
it's like,
problem, though, is that without fear-mongering propaganda bullshit, you don't really have religion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't, it's just like you don't have government. If you don't have fear-mongering propaganda bullshit, you don't have religion or government. You don't have either of them.
I don't know. I think because, like, technically, like, religion is a cult. It's just not considered a cult because of the amount of people that believe in it, but it is still a cult. So it's like,
no, you know what's different here? Here's where you're mistaken. Is the difference between a religion and a cult is religion gets tax breaks.
Well, yeah, that too. But that's because of the number of the people that associate with that cult. So like Christianity,
they get religion gets flashy cars.
But the thing is like you could still have religion without the fear-mongering propaganda bullshit, because what it is about is having a certain kind of faith and believe in some kind of higher power with morals behind it. But people like to twist certain things around and do a bunch of bullshit. But
do you know who I feel has...
there is a difference between spirituality and religion, because spirituality is going with your own beliefs and your own thing without having a certain set of got to follow these certain things like there is in religion.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? Who you can honestly say, you can tell that the people who have the best moral compass, the people who make the best decisions, are the Illinois Cook County.
What?
Yeah, no, the Illinois Cook County legislature.
Well, yeah, Illinois has become the first state to pass a purge law. It allows people to be released without bail. Illinois is making history by being the first state to test out the purge in real life. On January 1, 2023, the SAFE-T Act in Illinois will be active. The SAFE-T Act stands for Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Today, and it will allow its residents to commit crimes freely.
Woohoo! Like what kind of crimes, Mike?
Well, from what I'm seeing here, Governor Pritzker says that the law marks a substantial step toward dismantling the systemic racism.
Oh, it was the Illinois state.
It plagues our community, our state.
Wait a minute. So, wait, they're going to dismantle racism by just like letting people commit crimes?
Yeah, that's not how you dismantle racism.
That is not the article I read. I read the article and it said that like they were making basically crimes free by doing away with cash bail.
Yes, that's part of the story.
Yeah.
That they're no longer going to have a cash bail. You're going
like you
to.
Can't just whip out a lot of cash and be like, I'm out of here.
I don't know a lot about it, but I've heard that bail is part of the system that oppresses the poor, right? Because, you know, if I were to get picked up for, like, I don't know, a minor drug charge or something, I would easily
that would never happen.
Bail. That would never happen. But, you know, if I were to get picked up for some whatever charge, you know, like manslaughter or something.
Prostitution.
I could never, right, you know, I would be able to afford the bail, right? So that puts me at an advantage. I wouldn't have to sit in jail while I waited trial. Whereas somebody who didn't have my resources, you know, would be stuck sitting in jail. And then somebody like that may be working an hourly job so that they would be missing work or potentially losing their job, which helps to propagate the system of poverty. So I've understood that bail is not a good thing. But I mean, to just say, you know, commit whatever fucking crimes you want and we don't care that's not.
It's also meant as a deterrent. I mean, this whole getting arrested and having to pay money thing is meant as a deterrent.
Right. It's to keep you
committing
from breaking
the acts.
law. Yeah.
The Counter Signal reported the law would end cash bail for 12 non-detainable offenses. This includes second-degree murder, aggravated battery, arson, drug-induced homicide, kidnapping, burglary, robbery, intimidation, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing and eluding, drug offenses, and threatening a public official.
Dude, you could run over a public official while intoxicated, take them, stick them in your car, repeatedly beat the shit out of them.
Tell them that you would do it again if they told anybody.
Exactly. Tell them you do it again if they told anybody.
Take their wallet.
and then boot them up with fentanyl and kill them.
You got to take their wallet.
And take their wallet. What else can we do?
Steal their identity.
Set them on fire and
No, I think you can go to jail for
set
that.
the car on fire and run.
You can light the car on fire
And run.
And with all those charges, when you go in front of the judge, they're not going to charge you bail.
You get to go home.
I'm going to Chicago. I would last 10 seconds.
Yeah, let's
I'd step off the plane and just catch one.
Yep.
So what is the reasoning behind this? What?
Because this list of crimes, you shouldn't detain people for these and make them pay bail because it propagates.
For manslaughter?
Well,
Second degree manslaughter.
Aggravated battery, second
Aggravated
degree
battery.
murder,
Drug-induced homicide.
drug-induced homicide, kidnapping.
That means you can run around and
These
boot
are-
people up with heroin all you want.
These are
And
all.
so they're saying this is because this is their way of taking a step towards dismantling white supremacy or like just racism in the system.
So, forgive me, but aren't they saying, all right, we've identified a dozen things that black people do an awful lot that we lock them up for, so we should just stop? I mean,
So to me, this is the same. This is very similar to when the Black Lives Matters protests were happening, and what we wanted was a reform of police training. And instead of giving black people reform, what they gave us was renaming a street.
Yeah.
So instead of
Where
So
the fuck
instead
am I?
of doing things that actually helped, they did other things and said, hey, this is what y'all wanted, right? So when I see this move being made, it has nothing to do with dismantling racism, but it feels an awful lot like renaming a street. Like it's not actually going to help anything. It's going to make shit
Right.
worse.
But
Yeah,
it's
it's like-
something they can point to and say, look, we
But
did this.
exactly, they can say, here you go, Negroes, be happy with this.
How about
Right.
taking a look at the bail system instead and say, for instance, making it something that happens on a sliding scale, right? So somebody who has significant savings, a salary job, whatever, pays the full bail. Somebody who has less income pays less, and somebody who has nothing
Sliding
doesn't pay.
scale, I feel like a sliding scale works.
How
Yeah.
about everybody stays in fucking jail until their court date?
they sort of have that. It's called a bail bondsman. You go and you buy the bond.
The whole system is a fucking
if you
joke,
can
and it's all a
afford it.
game, and it's all set up to keep black people down, people of color down, poor people down. It's all a fucking ism game. It's all bullshit. It's all
All
about
right.
power.
Well, that was the news on the Media Virus podcast. Check us out on check the rest of the show out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your finer podcasts. And be sure to go to the Scorpion Goddess YouTube page and subscribe to that so you can stay up to date on your metaphysical well-being. Mike, what else is going on?
I just wanted to remind you, Scorpion Goddess has 3 S's for synchronized with your shit. And as
on Instagram.
yes, synchronized with your shit on Instagram. When we come back, we're going to get into just the tips, and we've definitely got some more news to talk about. And then in the C block, we're going to do a little bit of what the fuck, because I've found some things that you really can't put under any other heading. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in this A block of the Media Virus podcast. You can reach us at 1-646-VIRUS-01. That's 1-646-VIRUS-01. Phone lines will be open in the B block, as they always are. We'll be back right after, let's see. Let's do it after, well, see, I've got some new ones. Hold on.
Oh,
Let's
God.
do it after this.
Follow your
Damn, Big Daddy.